Hey guys, my name's Mikey, and today I wanted to do a video that you guys have been asking me to do for a while now. You haven't stopped bugging me about it. You sincerely haven't shut up about it since day one. I never felt comfortable in my own skin because of you guys. Anyways, this is a video about how I got to where I am today. Now before I start, I just wanted to thank you guys for your support. As many of you know, my hamster tragically perished after I tried putting him in a radiator to give him superpowers. He was never able to fly, but Lil John Stamos was able to get cancer. It hasn't been easy to give you guys the content you deserve through these tough and challenging times. You know, I'm still in a dark place, so after this video I'm done, okay? It's finished. No more self-improvement till next week, okay? So get your entertainment fix somewhere else. Capiche? Please subscribe. But I just flew back from the funeral and it's good to be back. I was actually able to get a few more subscribers at Lil John Stamos' funeral, so that was nice. Now, let's get right into my story and watch the intro. Soup! Now, a lot of people threaten and scare me, but sometimes they'll ask me questions. Mikey, how did you get to where you are today? And you know, I'm not here to brag. I mean, I have it good. I have it really good. I have a butler, a couple maids, a doorman, a therapist, and a signed copy of Eminem's seminal album, Relapse. That being said, I still have a long way to go. My dad is fed up with my irresponsible behavior and has made an ultimatum. In order to take over the business, I must retake and pass every grade in the next 24 weeks. Otherwise, the business will be turned over to an incredibly conniving guy named Eric, played by a very convincing Bradley Whitford. So I'm still learning and I'm still self-improving every day. So here's my story. I don't know if you guys knew this, but I grew up in a small town called Ding Dong, Texas. I remember all the kids at Ding Dong High would make fun of me for being from Ding Dong. They'd say, "Hey Mikey, you're from a place that you found while Googling funniest towns in America." Luckily, when I was 13, my dad won an $8 million settlement from Occidental Petroleum over a lost shoe. He never did find the shoe, but we did get the $8 million. After the settlement, we moved to New York City, where my dad continued to pursue his dream of becoming a seeing eye dog for the homeless. Even though we still had the money, my mother, bless her heart, continued her work as a witch doctor. In Ding Dong, my mother had been one of the chief officers, curing and healing ailments left and right. If you had a paper cut, you'd go to her. If you had a sore leg, you'd go to her, and she would heal you after about a week, or you'd be dead. Unfortunately, when we got to New York, no one respected her or her outrageous prices. I remember she'd come home from St. Jude's Hospital full of anger at me and my dad for having moved to Ding Dong. She would yell at my dad to give up his dream of becoming a seeing eye dog, but the yelling wasn't the worst part. The cursing was. One time, right before Bring Your Dad to School Day, my mother turned my father into a chicken. It was really embarrassing because I knew my dad wanted to be introduced to my classmates as a seeing eye dog for the homeless, not as a chicken. That day really affected me. My confidence was low, my testosterone was low, and worst of all, my Rob was low. It was a terrible time in my life. Speaking of terrible times, don't you hate it when you're hosting a meal and have to come up with an icebreaker? Don't you wish you could pay $25 a month for a card game that has all the icebreakers written for you? Well, now there's Terrible Time, a card game that has all the icebreakers written for you. Icebreakers such as, where are you from? And what traumatic experience haunts you to this day? What do you do for a living? And Have you ever cheated on your significant other? What is your dream vacation? Let's roleplay that traumatic experience from your childhood, you big baby. Terrible times, an icebreaker game for the best of times. Although it was a terrible time in my life, I thought to myself, Mikey, you can't give up. You can't give in to society, man. My dad didn't lose his shoe and get that 8 mil settlement for no reason. You know, the one thing that really pushed me and guided me to where I am today is perseverance. And no, that doesn't sound right. What I write? The only thing that pushed me and guided me to where I am today is my dad's 8 mil. I had this knowledge that money could get me to where I needed to be, and that if I failed, I still had more money. You know, nowadays you see my car and you see my boat, and you think to yourself, why does he have a boat parked on 86 and Lex? And you also think to yourself, Mikey, he's lucky, he's never struggled, but you don't know me, and you're not touching my 8 mil. Now let me tell you, I had every crappy job that you could imagine. I was a son, a student, I had an Xbox. People in my building started calling me names like Sir and Good Morning. And I had a choice to make. Use my father's wealth to further mankind, or lounge around and do absolutely nothing. And what I realized from lounging around and doing absolutely nothing is that you get bored very easily. I told my dad to get me a job that would help me further mankind. So he got me a job as the social media manager at Amazon, a new position that had been created just for me. I was finally furthering humanity by posting articles I never read about social justice for a company who clearly had ethical issues. Yet I still didn't feel fulfilled in what I was doing. Amazon fulfillment. That's when I took the leap of faith and built the Self-Improvement brand. A channel whose mission was to further the development of others in the hopes that I would somehow profit from views and sponsorships. No doubt this was a gamble. The workers at Amazon called me self-centered, unreliable, and ignorant. And that was before I left the company. After I left, they never called me again. Now let me tell you, building up the Self-Improvement brand was not easy. I outsourced all my work to a man in India named Hirak. I spent hours trying to decipher the scripts Hirak wrote for my videos. Hirak had a much better grasp on the English language than I did, and he was using words in my scripts like alimony and missed payments. But I knew, deep down, that if self-improvement didn't work, I'd just give up. By the way guys, the reason why I decided to do this video is because I just got out of a meeting with this self-improvement, change, transform, believe, and other buzzwords community. This is a community of guys who are sick and tired of not getting the results that society says they need in order to function. The community meets every Wednesday in Sam Schwartz's basement, where we kick back, have some tabs, play some Pac-Man, and listen to some Springsteen. The admission is $5 or your best Garbage Pail Kids cards. Join now and get a free Self-Improvement members-only jacket. Listen, the thing is, working hard can only get you so far. You can't be afraid to fail. I failed so many times. I mean, I'm literally in the process of repeating the 3rd grade. I think the important thing to keep in mind is just to go out there, take advantage of every day, every opportunity, and persevere. No, wait, sorry, that's not. Yeah. You just need 8 million and you'll be good. Well, I hope your life was changed by watching this video and your problem was solved.